like I said, everything is waves and cycles, and the great news is that the greatest wealth is created in the shortest period of time when we're going back through these crises. The first phase of any bull market is sort of a stealth phase where it's quiet accumulation. Then the second phase is usually the longest duration and the greatest growth. And then the final third phase is the blow-off top where the market just goes vertical. You remember the NASDAQ in the last 3 months of 1999. It just went vertical, and the public, everybody rushed into it, and they all got slaughtered. The herd always comes rushing in at the end, and they always get slaughtered. And that's the time you want to sell. You don't want to hold on to gold and silver forever. You want to hold on to it until a median price single-family home costs less than 40 ounces of gold or less than 500 ounces of silver, and then you want to trade your gold and silver for real estate, cash flow real estate. Yes, it was like 816, I think, would buy a single-family median price home. Except there was a lot more silver, and we weren't in as I don't think that bubble is going to be anything compared to this next bubble. So in my book, I said it wouldn't surprise me to see less than 500 ounces of silver by a single-family median price home, which is pretty amazing because you're talking about setting, talking about setting aside somewhere between $8,000 and $9,000 today to be able to buy trade that straight over for a single-family median price home in the United States, which peaked at about $228,000, and now it's falling probably about $200,000 or $195,000 today. I haven't checked, but it's Realtors Association data. You can go to their website and get the data. But you know, if gold goes where I think it's going, and silver goes to the 10-1 valuation, which is entirely possible, it could be that just a couple hundred ounces, like 200 ounces of silver, buys a single-family median price home. So you know, each 100 ounces is only $1,500–1,600. So you're talking about. Sometimes when I say these things, I can't believe I'm saying them, but they're just entirely logical things, and it's just and it's stuff like this has happened before. But it would be like you'd set aside $3,000, $4,000 today in silver and trade it for a home someday in the future, and I don't think it's going to be that long. It's going to be probably between 2 and 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, 6 years, 2015 at the latest, I think. It just, you know, that's what it feels like. If they are not financially literate, if they're not financially educated, they should be. You know, I'm with the Rich Dad team, and Robert is a big real estate investor, but he gets cash flow real estate, and he gets it in the right sectors. I mean, you know, he moved out of Class A properties several years ago and started moving into B and C rental properties. This is working class properties. These are apartments that rent for less than $500 a month US. You know, that's where he's at. Well, with the whole popping of the real estate bubble, everybody that gets foreclosed on has to live somewhere. So right now there's this huge shortage of his type of real estate and high demand. So if you know what you're doing, real estate is still an excellent investment. But for the uneducated investor, yes, get out of your real estate and get into precious metals as soon as possible. I am not a gold bug or a silver bug. I'm a cycles guy. This is the cycle right now for commodities and precious metals, and all you have to do to prove that to yourself is take a single-family median price home and divide it by the price of gold, a barrel of oil, a bushel of wheat, a ton of iron, a pound of copper. And what you'll find is that real estate and stock markets have been falling since somewhere between 99 and 2001, depending on what you choose to measure it with. But they have been going down against anything tangible. They have, and people think that they've been going up, but people always chase yesterday's news, and that's what they're doing right now. They're chasing yesterday's news. You know, I've been just very, very consistent since 2002. I've been preaching and buying precious metals, and there's going to come a time when it's over with, and when I won't be able to honestly go out and look somebody in the eye and tell them that precious metals is a good investment. And instead, I've set up my business so that I'll be able to tell them that no, precious metals isn't a good investment. Get out. It's time to buy real estate. It's time to buy stocks. So the main thing, get a financial education. Get financially literate. And right now, we're in the portion of the cycle that's the easiest. Gold and silver are just really, I mean, they're good investments, but at the same time, they're dumb investments. They don't take a lot of financial literacy to, I mean, you buy them and you sit on them until they're overvalued, and then you sell them and buy something else. So they don't take a lot of work. It takes more of a financial education to be a landlord or to be in the stock markets or the currency exchanges or something like that. This takes a lot of talent, knowledge, and maintenance, where with gold and silver, you know, you buy it. The hard part is selling it when the top, where is the top, you know. I can measure those things, and I have a team of researchers that's their job, is every day, is just to try and figure out how to measure this stuff so that we can pick the top and get out of it. Because like I said, in my company, we're a group of cycles investors. We're not precious metals bugs.
And if there's one piece of advice that I would, give to your viewers, it's that we're still early on in the cycle of moving out of financial assets, moving into tangible assets of all sorts. And the easiest way to acquire tangible assets is to accumulate gold and silver.
So when money does start flooding into gold, when gold gets to 1,500 or 2,000, a lot of people are going to start looking over at silver that'll only be $50 an ounce by then, and start buying silver.
When everyone realizes what's happening, it's going to be a gold rush into this thing that will be it'll just blow people away.
It'll be the biggest one in history.
Yeah, it's going to make even in the shares, it's going to make the NASDAQ boom look like nothing. And the difference will be this will be for real, and that was, that really was a bubble. Now, it doesn't mean that we won't have a bubble in the gold market and silver markets, but the move itself will be intrinsically real, and
I believe that this is the next big bubble, is the precious metals, commodities, but precious metals especially, because of the helicopter drops they're doing right now. Of all the money they're creating, that has to find a home. Well, the stocks had their bubble in 2000. Real estate had its bubble in 2006. And, what's the next asset class to go into a bubble?
Well, then the real difference is that gold and silver are tiny little markets. And as you say, is investing money in the hoards, the institutions and pension funds, and even the general public, when they actually realize what's going on and they all try to get in this little market, that's when you get the ballistic kind of move.
Yeah, extraordinary fireworks.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there are these brief moments in history where the safest place to be, the safe haven investment for every second of the last 5,000 years, the only thing that has never gone to zero and can't go to zero.